And welcome back, guys. This is episode 71 of our D&D Final Fantasy campaign. Assuming you're either listening on a podcast or checking in on our YouTube. Since you're here, you might as well give us a like and comment and subscribe and all that fun stuff. We definitely do appreciate it. Right below me, if you're watching on YouTube, we have socials, so make sure to go check those out. Let's get into it. So, last episode you guys had been recovering a little bit after the party in Bronver, after the city had been reclaimed. Milos checking in on folks and letting them know that they're going to be traveling. Retrieving Araha from the nurse's tent as it seemed like he was trying to escape and maybe hide some of the extent of his injuries. You also tried to peek in and see Joker before leaving, and unfortunately it was said that it was too dangerous for anybody to be inside of the tent without proper protection at the time. You guys spoke with Nico and are traveling to a Frester with him and the rest of the Albed on their sand skimmers, and at the beginning of the second day, you guys had stopped the convoy, or the convoy had been stopped by someone being found in front of the convoy. An Aura female who apparently was very dehydrated and had been traveling with at least one bird that you see here. When Ellie went over to give her some water and check on her, Din had noticed that she had a very similar looking bracelet on her arm. Unfortunately, the poor girl passed out yet again, looking very sunbaked. So, how
small is she? Like, could Ellie pick her up?
Ellie could probably pick her up. She's
okay.
Our females are definitely smaller than their male counterparts. She is probably 4.5 feet.
Oh, she's a bitty. Okay, Ellie will try to pick her up so that she can take her back to the sand skimmer.
Are you gonna take her back to Nico's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to grab her stuff, Din?
Yes, I'm taking the bird.
Okay.
Okay. Since you still have to speak with animals on, this bird's like, thank you. And the rest of you just hear this bird, like, it's very loud. It is, like, squawking very loudly.
I'm going to squawk back. Welcome.
So they're just screaming at each other.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep. But yeah, you take her back. I'm assuming you guys did get a tent at some point in time. I remember I'd given you a tent like
a real tent?
Yes.
Would you get
another tent?
Would we put the tent up on the skimmer?
Tent point 2.
You could.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll get back to the skimmer and be like, Milos, can you check and make sure that she's not injured? I think she's just really dehydrated. I gave her some water. But and I just like flop her down on the
inside the tent.
Inside the tent, yeah. Out of into the shade.
Yeah, of course. I'll take a look. I will try and like pull back some of her. Cause she's pretty like bundled up, right? She
just had like a very loose cloak over herself. Otherwise, she just kind of has this short kind of top kind of. I don't know if you'd want to call it a bralette or something, where
Bandeau.
it covers... What's that?
Bandeau,
maybe, yeah. It's a much larger one, and then she has kind of these half pants.
Okay. I'll, like, gently try and, like, reveal her exposed skin and try and, like, gently see if she has any bruising or anything, and I'm gonna roll a medicine check.
Yep.
And I rolled a dirty 20.
Okay. So... You kind of press in different places. Her midriff is exposed, so you kind of check her ribs and stomach to see if there's any bad wounds. There's no lacerations or any punctures or anything like that, but it does look like she might have like a bruised rib as she kind of like gasps a little bit while she's passed out when you press in on one of her lower ribs. But mostly it looks like her skin has seen a lot of sun. which is pretty impressive because most Aura don't have a problem with sun for their scaling usually helps them avoid some of that burning. But yeah, she's been out in the sun probably, you're going to guess, at least 3 or 4 days.
So I will relay that, like, it looks like she's been out in the sun for a while. She is probably dehydrated, like you said. Perhaps we should just keep her in the tent for a little bit.
I'll take a cloth and wet it with some water so that she can have a cool compress on her face.
Okay.
Well, we moved the obstacle if we want to keep going. I'll peek my head out of the tent.
Yeah, they're already working on getting everybody that was, like, surrounding this person just, like, back on their own skimmers and get going again.
Did you talk to the bird yet?
Oh yeah, the bird said that they got shoved off of a ship that's in front of us.
A ship? Like one of these ships?
I think so.
Okay.
Boat.
Well, did the bird say what way it was going?
I think it's in front of us.
So, I guess she was maybe going the way we're going anyway. So,
Yeah.
I guess she doesn't really have any objection because she's unconscious. So, I guess we'll just take her with us. She's probably not a murderer. She's very small.
Does she have any weapons or anything that are, like, visible on her body?
She's not a murderer.
No. Doesn't look like she has... she does have, like, a knife in her belt, but it's not a dagger, it's, like, a knife.
Is it,
bird.
like, sheath? Is it sheathed?
Yeah, yep, it's sheathed. It's...
Okay.
You get the idea that it's probably for maybe cooking and, utility more than
gotcha.
anything else.
I just didn't want it to be, like, poking into her while we're trying to,
No,
she stays alive.
Yeah, it's sheathed. It's definitely a utility knife and not a dagger.
She said birds with an S.
Mm-hmm.
Was there only one cage?
There was a couple of trunks and stuff that were
Grab
there
all
as
of
well.
those things too?
I'm assuming you asked Din to
Yeah.
to grab things.
Are
So
there more birds in the trunks?
doesn't sound like it, but
There weren't any other cages?
No.
Okay.
But she does have bracelets that are similar, I think, to what I have. I'm gonna start poking around the wrist.
you start like noticing that the stones have like these runes like etched into them, and they're held together by like beads and strings of leather that have been put through like feathers, lots of feather motifs on her. So she has this one very long like red feather that's kind of sticking like in part like a pin on her hair. So
I guess we'll just have to wait for her to wake up.
Okay. So yeah, the skimmers take off at a brisk pace again. Anybody doing anything else this particular day? Are you spending your 3 hours, Marquies, on the formula books? So, once you are there, there are 8 formulas in here.
Holy shit. You can just send them to me if it's easier.
I'll just tell you because the listeners want to hear too, I'm sure.
Oh my god.
The audience wants to know.
I want to know.
There are actually 8 formulas, ATE. They're just all food recipes.
Yes.
How to make a chocolate cake.
I would much rather him be throwing us healing cakes than healing glass shards.
You could just toss a cupcake at me or like a donut of your ruins.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it.
Just like bakery.
It's you know what? It's much better than him putting vials of glass in a cannon and shooting them at us.
You take 4 points of healing damage, but 3 points of glass shards.
The best.
Just have a cake cannon instead.
Cake cannon.
I do think you just have a t-shirt gun, right?
Yeah, it is. It is a t-shirt gun that he's gonna shoot vials at us
Oh
with.
man.
Oh.
Okay. So the
Or is that
formulas
super soaker?
are
Just put a potion in there, pump it, and shoot us.
for an Albed potion. which heals 2d6 plus your int mod, as well as it casts or has the similar effects of Lesser Restoration.
That's Benadryl.
Oh, Benadryl.
I am Big Pharma. That is what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
You also find a recipe for a silver hourglass, or what's called silver hourglass. This one is the equivalent to having a brain fart.
That's not what it does.
Yeah, it doesn't do a brain fart
So
from having
what exactly is that fact?
psychic damage.
Yeah.
That's a good...
Yeah.
Psychic damage is great. Could use some of that.
Well, I have it in words, not what the spell
What does
is
the silver
called.
hourglass do?
So it keeps people from their body from decaying.
Oh,
General repose.
repose.
Yes, I was having a hard time. I
He's
was
gonna
like,
try to kill us.
It has the effects of general repose as well as keeping pyroflies from forming fiends.
Oh, you should just probably get a drip of that.
Yeah, just
Just
constantly
Yeah.
just be taking shots.
it's like a 5-hour energy in the morning. You just
I'll
gotta take
just,
your silver.
Put that over my mask.
So there's also
Yeah. You vape some silver lining.
a 3-part formula. There is one for a smoke bomb. It obfuscates an area 40-foot diameter with a screen of smoke, obviously. But it can be wiped out by like a gentle wind or a decently strong wind. But as part of the smoke bomb, there is also the regen bomb. The area is smaller. It is a 5-foot radius from where you use it. 5-foot blast, I should say. That lasts for 5 rounds, or your int mod, whatever is higher. And creatures, not just allies, but creatures that begin their turn regain hit points equal to 1d4 plus your int mod.
Is that the pawpaw spell?
Hmm?
Pawpaw spell. That's how I. What is that one called?
Healing balm.
That's the
Is that what it is? I just remember
Yeah.
spirit.
spirit
So-
guardian.
Yeah.
Healing spirit. That's right.
That's what it makes me think of. I
So
just always
it-
think of pawpaw.
Mm-hmm.
Puts like a 5-foot, like basic, like just the
It's like a
spot
burst.
is
Not
If
just
you're-
the 5 foot, but like 5 foot around where it's a blast. 5 foot
Oh.
from the blast area.
so 5 foot like around
Yep.
the impact point.
Yep.
Okay.
So 10-foot radius.
10 foot radius, yep.
Wouldn't
Or
that,
10
Mhm.
yalm radius.
wouldn't that technically be like 15?
And then,
I think it's a point, and then it's 5 this way and 5 this way.
5 this way,
it's
5 this
gonna be
way.
10 diameter.
yeah. And then the other is a sleeping bomb.
Ooh.
Creatures, this one is a 20-foot radius. Creatures within the area must make a Constitution saving throw equal to basically your spell save DC for or fall asleep. And then these are the other 3 items that are in this book. These are the bigger ones. So, one of them is called a far plane shadow.
Okay.
So this item creates a vortex of shadow within a 10-foot radius. That lasts for a number of turns equal to your proficiency modifier. Creatures within the vortex take 2d10 darkness damage and must make a strength saving throw or their speed is reduced to 0. Creatures that die in the shadow are immediately sent to the far plane with no ability to be resurrected.
Keep that shit away from us.
Yeah.
And you.
And especially you.
Especially you. I don't
Uh,
know, maybe that's his way out to get to the far plane.
Finally.
the other one is known as a chocobo wing. And this item grants a random beneficial effect. Riku has described 3 out of the possible 8 effects, as she has not attempted to, or has not found more, but she is aware that there are more effects that this can produce. So it can grant the user or grant the receiver of the chocobo wing haste. You can also grant the user what's known as berserk.
IDK if that's
I
beneficial.
was like, what?
It can
me.
also grant the user the effect of being able to regenerate 1 spell slot of 3rd level or lower if they roll an 80 or less, or 80 or more on a D100 for a number of turns equal to your proficiency modifier.
Oh.
Wow.
They can do it each turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
That's cool.
Yeah. Too bad none of us know magic.
Yeah.
It lasts. How long did you say?
A number of rounds equal to your proficiency modifier.
So 4.
Are we at 3 or 4?
I wear 4.
Well,
Oh yeah, we're at 4.
Oh.
it's dependent on when he makes things because his potion is static. So if he makes one now, it'll be stuck at 4. Later on, it would be 5, so forth.
I have to keep track of my shit.
Yep. And then the very last one is known as the Candle of Life. This is a ritual item.
Oh shit. Okay.
And it can allow a person who has been dead for up to 24 hours to be called back to their body with a 75% chance.
We've had worse.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are the formulas that you learned from Riku's book.
Cool.
Jesus,
But
she was
Choco Wing
powerful.
does have 5 other like question marks next to them in the book, so she was only able to discern those 3.
Do you need me to summon any other potion makers for you to get some of their?
What?
Do you need me to summon any other potion makers for you so that you can get some of their books? I don't know if it would work. If it works that way.
I don't know how your summoning works either, so
Me either.
Oh.
We're
That's
just- we're just winging this shit. There's not really anybody like me.
There's a shirt right there. We're just winging this shit.
Write that down, Travis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait, but didn't you have to take off that thing that prevents you from losing part of your soul to make her come? So aren't you risking
Freezing.
I took the bracelet off
yeah.
because it restricted my power, so I couldn't call her or call anyone. Really, I took it off. I never put it back on. If you could not tell Ilar, that would be great, because I'm not supposed to take it off.
You never put it back on?
No. I can control it now. It's fine. I haven't had a mix-up in a long time. I think.
Oh.
Okay. I'm good now.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do you think I've been able to summon so efficiently?
Well, I mean, you can just get better at things. You don't need to have.
You had your
magical
bracelet on that makes
restraints.
you not sell pieces of your soul.
I only get rid of pieces of my soul when I try to summon one of the heroes, the dead heroes. As long as I'm not calling to them, everything's fine. We still don't know what happens. We still don't know how many pieces one soul has, and how many I've gotten rid of, or how many I have left, or what happens when there's none left. And I want to figure that out. No, he's just dead. He's alive, but he's...
So, Asher, I'm supposing you're spending the day studying your book. Okay, so another 16 hours.
Oh, then I don't need it.
There you
I
go.
only need 10 more hours.
Hey,
Oh.
you finished
You
the
get
book?
6
Yeah.
hours to just fuck around.
Oh.
And find out. Yeah. Okay.
So that means you get a plus to your wisdom.
There you go. So the book disappears once you read it.
Yay.
Holy shit.
Oh, I was gonna hold on to that for 100 years and use it.
You know. But just like the
Yay.
Dragon Balls, it disperses and disappears.
Darn.
I'm
To be
really
found
smart,
away
I'm
to.
really strong, but I am not charismatic.
You don't need to be charismatic. You're handsome.
Yeah, I am handsome.
But yeah, Din, you're looking over this person's bracelets, and as you like start to kind of move your bracelet closer to theirs, it kind of hums with different but similar power as your bracelet.
Hey, this is where her birds are.
We just have to wait for her to wake up. Are we going to sit here and watch her? That would make her very uncomfortable when she wakes up, probably. Maybe one of us should just... You stay. And just make... When she wakes up, make sure she feels comfortable.
Okay. I'm just gonna stare intently at this person,
Okay.
unblinking.
Does that doesn't make...
The bird
that-
every once in a while just like screams. Not even words, like since you can understand it just screams. Especially like when somebody goes in and out of the tent, it just starts like screaming. Squawking at people like
What does
going
a
in or
bird
out of the
scream
tent.
sound like? It's just like it's like a really long.
Yep, it's just sitting there like
Everybody
screaming
needs
at
to
everybody.
stop going in the tent because the bird is driving me
And it
crazy.
like shuffles around the cage, like banging its beak against the cage as it anytime anybody comes in or like anything changes in the room.
Maybe you want some food.
Is it like the old, like, old-timey prisoners, like, banging their cups against the bars.
Yep, just dragging its beak across the
I try to
across
offer
the
it
cage.
some fruit.
Some fruit. It takes a couple bites and then throws it to the ground and then starts like shuffling around and like dragging its beak across the cage.
What is you? Do you want out? Is that a yes?
It's just a scream. Like he's just making noises.
Maybe he needs to touch his master. I put the cage next to the person.
It reaches out with its little clawed bird foot and like tries to grab at the like long feather trail that she has on her belt.
But is it quiet?
It gets quiet once it's able to like pull that back into its cage. But still, whenever anybody comes in or out of the tent, like it starts making noise again.
He's just nervous, you know. Maybe he needs meat. I don't have any of that though. I hope I'm not the one who packed our food for this trip. But I only packed fruits and vegetables. Well, I hope somebody else packed food. Everybody's a vegetarian. And honey. Honey? She took the whole pot.
All right. Are anybody else doing anything for the rest of the evening? Yeah, so the terrain, like I said, shifts even more so into like a rockier, kind of like mountainous, like think Alps kind of style mountain, where there's parts of it where grass, but you're getting closer to being like towards the base of a mountain, which you can kind of see in the distance, but you can also see this sheet now as you get closer. This sheet of mist that covers the sky.
Ellie hisses at it.
You see it in the distance, and whereas in the forest you guys were definitely closer to the boundaries of the mist, the thick tree lines and foliage kept you from really seeing it in its vastness. And Milos, it's been years since you've been to a Frester, so it almost looks like it's gotten more tumultuous, and the clouds of mist don't go beyond a point, which is very strange in the mountains. So it's kind of like just seeing this rolling smoke not going anywhere, just like cut off at this boundary for some reason.
Ellie has like all of her hackles are raised, like her little hair on her bunny ears are like puffed out, and she's like, Nico, how close are we gonna get to that mist?
Not all the way to it, no. We'll probably be within about 2.5, 3 miles from it.
I hope that's far enough away.
For what?
Nothing.
Right.
I think Becky kind of looks at the wall of mist and is almost kind of comforted by it because of how close her home used to be to that.
Yep. And Becky, you do get the feeling that you are actually fairly close to your hometown. Thinking back on the geography here, your hometown is probably only about 5 miles or so south of a Frester. So, you guys sleep among the hum of the fans on the sand skimmers and wake up the next day in your tent. And the person that you brought into your tent, as well as the bird, is actually gone in the morning, or at least not in the tent.
Where'd she go? I thought you were staring at her.
I think I fell asleep.
I guess. So there is one thing that has changed with Becky since we changed her class.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't need to sleep anymore.
Ooh.
Did Becky see anything last night?
You would have seen the person really early in this morning. Like She thought you were probably sleeping, but she just kind of gets up and takes her bird and like goes out from the tent. Do you follow her in the early morning?
Yeah, at a distance.
Okay. So she takes the bird from the cage, leaves her belongings, the other trunks and whatnot. She actually places on this larger leather glove on one hand, and the bird kind of sits on that glove. And you see as she greets and kind of talks to Nico, as Nico is up pretty early, kind of tinkering with something. She talks with him for a bit, and he just kind of reassures her, and so she goes over to one of the edges of the skiff, and she kind of lets the bird fly, and the bird like goes out and like flies around the skiff a little bit, and she kind of stares up at it.
I think Becky will get a little closer and say, "Pretty bird you got there."
Oh, yeah? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you guys.
Oh, you didn't wake me. Oh, so, what's your story?
Well, I was on a skiff, from the south, and we were getting on the trail, and I'd hopped a ride on one of the skiffs, and they wanted to take my birds from me, and so I said no, and they left me out in the desert.
Oh, that's so weird. Why did they want to take your birds?
Well, and she takes her fingers of her non-gloved hand and she whistles, and this bird comes back to her, and you see as soon as it lands on the gloved arm with its talons, she makes another little whistle noise, and her bracelet kind of lights up a little bit like Din's, and that bird is very similarly kind of pulled into one of those stones, and she whistles again, and a very much larger bird suddenly appears, and this very small Aura woman holding out her arm, and this glove kind of going up the length of her arm. This bird comes out, and it's a very large bird. It has kind of this yellow, red, and green coloration to it. A very long, swooping tail. And she says, well, because... well, his feathers are worth quite a bit to the right people, and a lot of the locals think that it's some kind of miracle medicine, but it's not. They're just feathers, so...
Huh. Neat trick.
And the bird kind of makes kind of a loud screeching sound, and she screeches back at it. And some kind of conversation going on between them. But yeah, this morning light kind of catches these birds' feathers, and it kind of glimmers off of their feathers. And she goes, would you like to pet him?
Sure.
So she kind of lowers her arm a little bit. And she goes, don't worry, just pet his chest nicely. His name's Honk.
I love that.
Okay. I'll reach out and just gently press my hand against Honk's chest.
And
yeah, exactly.
you
Yeah.
press your hands against his chest, and he kind of leads down with his beak and kind of like rubs against like the side of your hand with the beak, and like does a little bit of the like play biting, not really doing any kind of
Nibbles.
yeah.
I'll say, oh, he Reminds me of a pet I had. Kind of playful that way. That was a long time ago now already.
Well, I mean, Honk's been with me for quite a while. He's a pretty old man. But I mean,
Yeah.
he's also been cooped up for a few days, and she kind of like raises her arms so it can kind of fly behind the skimmer, and it's keeping up pace. Like, you get a feeling like it could definitely go faster.
Right. So, those horns, I've seen those before. You're an aura, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, I never saw horns like those other than my own. You know, that kind of like swoop that way. Before I met people like you.
Well,
I'm sorry, is that rude?
No, but where I'm from, I've heard of Berea before, and I actually had done some traveling and trying to find. There was supposed to be a Berea like hometown to the south, but I never did find it. I was looking for. There's said to have been a bird that was nearby, and I was trying to find it, but I'm gonna have to go to the nearest town with you guys and see if I can't find some more information.
Oh, you don't want to find the Grias down here. They're no good.
Well, I'll try to stay away from them, but I just heard that there was supposed to be this bird that is supposed to be pretty rare and down south this far, and my clan said that there was a clan of Berea down here that used to know about it, so I guess that's why I was coming down this way.
What kind of bird? What does it look like?
Well,
Just a seagull or something.
yeah, just a regular old seagull.
Just a
A desert penguin.
Just an emo.
Bird.
An ebu.
An ostrich.
So she says there's a couple that she's looking for, but the one that she's looking for that was near the Berea, was known as a Ascalaphos.
Have I ever heard of that before?
Go ahead and make me a history check.
Ah! Beyond failed me.
Can you spell that while we're waiting for?
Yeah, ASKALAPHOS.
Use it in a sentence.
You ask Alafos a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Let's see. History.
That's a title.
It's not terrible. 14.
14. So more, bless you, more fiction than fact, or at least fairy tale. You had heard about dragons at some point in time, kind of also trying to raise up not just humanoids but other creatures as well. And there had been some experiments of certain creatures, perhaps bird-like creatures, that the dragons had been trying to raise up as well and become sentient and, wise beyond their years. You remember kind of this fairy tale about Ascalaphos, more as a precautionary tale when you were young, about how Ascalaphos would follow anybody or any small children that would sneak off at night and steal them away. And it was this big like bird that was kind of humanoid, and had these bright like yellow eyes and almost owl-like body.
I'll say, yeah, I've heard of those before. It's meant to scare kids, keep them in their place. I don't want to, shatter your hopes, but good luck. I don't think you're going to find much out here.
Well, I'll still keep looking regardless. It's a pretty rare breed, and so I try to find and save rare birds, and if I can try to mate them often enough, I try to kind of spread them around a little bit. So if you know anybody who's looking to buy any birds, I have a shop in a Frester that I've kind of been based out of, that I've been trying to sell eggs and...
Eggs, they're expensive.
Din's ears perk up as he sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
Eggs? Birds?
Yeah, I think I have a client for you. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Oh, my name's Din Arioto.
Oh my god.
Double Din?
You're not gonna believe this.
Din is actually just like Marie. I'm the Griot
How
world.
do you spell Dinadarido?
She says it's DYNN ARIUDO.
ARIUDO.
DO. Yep.
Right. Dinaride.
Dinadario.
Yeah.
Dinaderio? I've said that before.
She whistles again, and this creature named Honk, comes back and lands on her glove again, and she whistles, and it disappears, and she whistles one more time, and this larger bird that you've actually seen quite a bit around your home coast is definitely a coastal bird, lived in crags along the coast. You're knowing them as what they're called. They're called Yol, or Y-O-L. They are fisher birds, basically, large fisher birds. And she whistles, and this bird, kind of white coat with a kind of red chest, suddenly appears on her glove, and she kind of lets it fly now to stretch its wings.
Well, it was good to meet you, Din Araido. My name's Becky Blaize.
Nice to meet you, Becky. And she points to the bird that's floating along with you, and she says, that one's named Ravi.
Robbie.
No, Ravi with a V.
Ravi.
R-A-V-I.
Well, it's getting close to dawn by now, so I should probably get the others up. Like I said, I think I know an interested buyer. So.
Sounds good. Well, yeah, just when you wake everybody up, let them know that I'd like to thank him for saving my life, so...
Yeah, absolutely. And Becky just kind of slinks off and then, like, kind of jogs over to the rest of the group and, like, starts waking people up.
Okay. So, on your guys' last journey, you can see now in the early morning the lights of a Frester off in the distance. And so you guys are getting much closer, maybe just a couple of hours away, as you start to stir everybody from their slumber. What are you guys doing?
Before Din goes to meet Din, I'm going to check on Araha, whether he's awake or not, and check to see if I see any symptoms. I don't exactly know what the curse symptoms could look like, but I'm just kind of doing a generic once-over.
Sure. One thing you do notice is that you've traveled with Araha for a while now, and one of the things is, he rises pretty early in the morning with you, but these last couple of days on this trip, he has been sleeping in quite a bit longer, so even when Becky is rousing everyone, he's still pretty fastly asleep.
Okay. Did he seem like, so yesterday, did he seem like when he got up, he was just like, oh, I'm well rested, I just needed some extra sleep? Or was he like pretty groggy, like definitely seeming a little under the weather?
He tried to play it off by doing that, oh yeah, no, I'm fine, but like throughout the day you caught him, like even in the midday, kind of lots of yawns or even like very long stares or even nodding off in different places.
Okay. I'll let him sleep. We can come back to that interaction.
Okay. The rest of you?
Well, he's going to go right up to this strange person and greet her.
Okay. So she now has the Calibri back out, who's just sitting there squawking, and she's like, fly, you silly bird, come on. You have to stretch your wings, and it's just like yelling back at her.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Your bird talked all night.
Yeah.
And the whole day.
Well, he kind of earned his name.
What's his name?
His name's Klaxon.
Hi, bird.
And it just like squawks at you.
I don't speak bird. My friend does, though.
I walk up behind them. Bird.
Hi.
I'm Ellie.
Hi, Ellie.
I'm Din.
I'm Din.
No, she's Din.
I'm Din.
I'm Din too?
Din too.
Din, too.
Becky comes up like, you're both Din.
Hi. Yeah, my name is Din.
Her name is Din. Also. Is this a common name?
Actually, my name's Fena'Din. But you know what?
Oh, yeah, my name's Justin.
Damn, she's the original.
Justin?
Justin.
Oh, I thought it was Din, but Justin.
Oh man, so many Din puns.
This Justin.
Would you like some fruit?
Sure.
Okay. Ellie digs in her bag and pulls out a bunch of fruit. This was a little squished.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
my honey.
And some honey. She just puts a pot of honey.
The honey would preserve it at least.
Yeah.
She takes a little bit of fruit and she like tries to hand it to Klaxon. Klaxon takes a couple bites and then like throws it to the ground and like starts squeaking
I
again.
did that when I tried to give him fruit yesterday.
Yeah, he's finicky.
Why is he so mad?
He just is.
Oh, Poppy, go say hi.
Poppy kind of hisses and then kind of like does the like get real low to like stalk a bird kind of thing and does the eeks. And like Klaxon just like screams at him.
Poppy, no, it's not food. You
Uh,
don't even eat.
And it's this time you guys see as like she checks at her bracelet and she's like, "Oh, it's that time again."
What time?
I like to let all my birds out and kind of stretch their wings, but well, and she kind of looks and she says, "Well, there's just one. Well, I mean, Klaxon's pretty peculiar, but there's another one. He's a good boy, he really is, but And she just kind of sighs, and she, you see Din, as this Din, Klaxon goes back into her bracelet, into one of the stones, and you see another flash of light as this big kind of tubby dodo bird appears, and he's kind of got a white belly and a white head and like gray roughage, and the feathers are like kind of scattered around, and he's got this real stupid kind of bird smile on his face, and his eyes are kind of doing like one of these. And she's like, he's a good boy, but he's just,
I give him head pats.
And his head like squishes down into his belly when you do.
You're a silly bird, aren't you? I like you.
Please with silly goose.
Wait, are you a Beastmaster?
Yeah.
Samesies.
Oh.
Is this a prerequisite to be a Din?
It's a title. And she goes, yeah, the clan I grew up in, well, I mean, obviously we mostly handle birds, so it's kind of our specialty.
Do you have any birds?
No. My mom had an owl bear, though.
An owl bear?
That's kind of a bird, isn't it?
And
Does it fly? Does it have wings?
Does have an owl head. I'd count it. At least half so.
You have a regular bear.
Yeah, I have a regular bear.
Wait, do you have one of those weird portals?
What?
With the pretty fields of grass inside?
I mean, I kinda do, I guess. It's back in my shop in Frester, and she looks over and she's like, oh, we're coming up on it right now.
You can just cast yours wherever, can't you?
And she says, well, I mean,
Wait, why did you get tossed off of that ship?
well, they wanted one of my birds for his feathers, and I just wasn't having it. I'm not going to let anybody take my birds from me.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
We can go beat them up.
Corrupted out.
Throw them off the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I said I was going to do that, actually, to the other bird. Your friend.
The loud one.
Well, I think they're somewhere here in the city, and I plan on finding them.
We're going to
But-
throw them.
I mean, first I got to go to my shop. My birds need to be let out. So
Do you sell things at your shop?
I do. I should sell other birds and eggs as well.
Din, you gotta buy a bird. You don't have a bird yet.
I do have a bird. I have a chocobo.
Oh, you do have a choker, but don't you have a phoenix statue or something?
No.
Oh.
No, she doesn't. Well, you have an Asher.
That's more worth it.
And she says, "Well, I mean, as thanks for saving my life. I mean, you guys could come by and I could give you an egg."
I want an egg.
You can't wrestle an egg. Wait, do you wrestle your animals to get them?
No, but I can call them.
No, but when you find a new one, how do you get it to become your friend?
I just kind of yell at it.
Why don't you try that?
Well, can't I do both?
Get in my belly.
So you guys
In my beads.
are coming up on a Frester. You're very close to it here, almost pulling up to the gates. You're seeing it close up now for the first time.
Is this where the different temple is?
Yes. You see Nico now comes out from where he was, and he says, well, I suppose for a lot of you it's your first time here. If you look, the city's called the Turtle Shell for a reason, and you see that the city itself is kind of sectioned as a hexagon, basically, built into kind of the side of this mountain. And it has different varying tiers in the city itself. The city walls are made of this sandstone, and the gates itself that you're coming up on look to be kind of this large double wooden door with brass bands. They're currently pseudo-open at this point in time, and there's a set of travelers, a line coming through, all being carefully examined, cargo examined, papers gone through, with the guards at the gate currently. You look up and you see that there are a number of guards patrolling the walls as well, in some of the towers up top. And Nico goes, well, they're going to unload things out here and they'll check cargo, but we can go in ahead of schedule, so that way we can get lodgings and check around the city. It's fairly early yet, so, I mean, we got most of the day.
I want to go to the temple. Oh, but I need everybody. Well, I can just go get a looky-loo at the temple. And then we can... I mean, I assume there's a trial.
You see as Din hops down on Dandin, the dodo, and because Dan has been staying on the road now, and she kind of hops on and is sitting like side saddle on him, and she says, I'm gonna go to my shop if you guys want. Make sure you come see me in the Ember Market.
Okay.
You'll know which building's mine. And you see as the bird starts like jostling her as they ride into the city, and it's like its eyeballs are kind of bouncing at the same time, and its head's kind of bobbling a little bit.
I need a bird like that.
I do.
But yeah, Nico says, well, I'm gonna get us checked in and everything. You guys want to head into the city? I'll try to find you if you guys want to find a place for the evening.
There's no, like, church people here, is there?
No, the church hasn't really ever had a super strong foothold in Frester, but
That's good.
now it's completely free.
That's good, because we're wanted criminals there. You know, so
You're pretty far from...
I know, but I just get nervous when we go into cities. We have not had a good track record with any city we've been in. Thus far.
Well, I would like to say that Frester is more of a learned city than most other cities, so as long as you don't raise too much trouble, you shouldn't have problems.
I don't think you know us very well.
Alright, so you guys heading in? So, as you head past the gates, you now see that this city is kind of, like I said, multi-tiered with different walls. I'm actually going to kind of send you a rough drawing so you kind of have an idea of what you guys are looking at here. But the first thing that you see that everybody is passing through here right now is a very large, like, brass bowl. It's the sandstone bowl lined with brass at certain intervals, and everybody kind of passes down into it. And you see that the guard towers are kind of built around it in this area. So everybody kind of has to dip down into this bowl and then come back up into the city. And then past that bowl, you guys see that there's a number of stables off to a couple of the sides. And then towards the back, towards the wall in front of you, you see a number of barracks and guardhouses here. It looks like perhaps a city guard, whoever they might be, are stationed here at the front gates. One other thing that you notice is that there are a number of children here that are kind of lined up in varying rows. They all seem to be dressed decently well. They're not really harassing people or anything like that. They're not gonna steal your stuff.
Yeah, we
by
got a bad
any
track
means.
I
record
just
with
don't like
children,
kids kids
too.
around.
Beat something.
But a number of them are like crying out to people that are coming in and saying, they are saying, get your tithes here. Support us, get your tithes here.
Ellie's a sucker for propaganda. What are we supporting? What ties?
Tithes, one says to you. So you go up to a small child, and they're probably about 10 or 11, and they say, we sell tithes to the city, and it helps support our housing and our education.
What kind of tithes do you sell?
You look down, and all of the children in this area have like these large pouches, and she takes one out and kind of shows you, and it's this like blue stone, and she says, to pass through the gates of the city, it's custom to leave a tithe at each of the districts.
So how many do I need?
You see an older older elvish woman come up. She has kind of this short hair and this silver band. She looks like she's kind of in like a dress of sorts, and she says, it's an old tradition of the city itself. Many years ago, when the church first settled here, there were many pilgrims that would come through the city and want to see the temple. To get to the temple, you must pass through the different districts in the city, and to do so, they used to leave coin at all of the gates in the different cities. But since Ifrester has grown and become more of a learned city, it's more of a symbolic gesture now. And she points to one of the gates off to the side, and you see there are a number now that you look around of torches that line the city walls, and they're all burning this kind of blue flame. They're all built into the city walls with these like brass lines leading up into the walls, and then kind of winding their way through the walls. And they pull out, one of the teachers pulls out this small blue gem, and she says, just leave it in the fire when you visit the different cities, and most people won't harass you. It's kind of, like I said, it's a bygone thing, but at the same time, it's still a show.
How many do I need?
Well, it depends on how much you would like to purchase. It's a giving. It's not required. Like I said, it's...
How much are they?
It's whatever you would want to give, my dear. There's not a cost on them. It's just to help support children with their housing, their board,
here's like
and
20 gold.
Oh, Jesus.
and you see like all of the children like look over at you, and you pour 20 gold into this little girl's like bag, and she like hands you this whole
Is
sack.
that enough? Thank you.
Fuck it, just have all of them. Just have everything we've ever made.
That's just for her, right? Like, you're gonna pay for the rest of us?
Yeah, this little girl like says, "Thank you. I won't have to come here for like the next 6 months." And she like goes skipping
Jesus
off.
Christ.
Oh, she's not even gonna share it with a friend. She's like, fuck off.
Yep,
See ya!
that's hers.
yeah.
Screw all you guys.
Okay, Poppy.
And the teacher looks at you, and she's like, "That was very generous.
It was?
Yes, you'll support her housing and her tuition costs for the next 6 months."
How much
That was just
How much
30
does
cents a
one
day.
gold support?
Yeah.
1 gold would be worthy of at least a week or 2.
How many kids are here?
There are a few. You see a number of people are pouring in like copper and silver into most of theirs, and they hand them like a few stones or something, but you now have this giant bag of stones.
Well, Poppy,
Uh,
we have lots
And
of
you
places
said
to
they're
visit now.
blue stones?
Yes.
Hey, Ellie, can I just look at one of them? I'll give it right back.
Sure. Yeah, I'll hand you one.
I'll look at it. Does it look like cerulean?
could in the right light. Yep.
Okay. And they throw these in the fire?
Mhm.
I'm gonna give it back to Ellie. I'm gonna say, maybe be careful with this?
Why?
Because this might be the fuel that the Empire is after.
Poppy, don't tell anybody.
Maybe
Poppy
we
looks
shouldn't be,
confused.
broadcasting this information to people.
I'm talking to her. I'm not like trying to yell at
I
her
put the
across
little
the
bag at
plaza.
my waist and I pick up
Let
Poppy
them
like
go.
this and I say goodbye to the children.
Okay.
Wait, which way's the temple?
And the teacher says, you'll have to go through one of the districts and around the back. The only entrance is near the university.
We need to go to the university. Which way is that?
Yeah, choose either way. I've sent you the picture. She tells you to the west.
I gave you a map.
I gave you a map. You got a map with that 20
You got-
gold as
Yeah, you got
well.
a pamphlet. You are here. There's a sign. Boom.
Yep.
Holy shit. Figure it out yourself,
pamphlets
lady.
But from your time in a Frester, Milos, you would know that the housing districts are to the west here. The lower hearth. Go ahead and make me a history check, actually, real quick. We'll see how much you remember of your short time.
Oh, I rolled a 2, but that's an 8 total.
It's been a while, and you've got a vague idea, but it might be best to ask.
Nah, I only start walking in a direction.
West or east?
West.
Okay. So you start walking towards, and you do have to climb these stairs a little bit to this other tier. You see a number of houses that are set up here.
Every time she sees a blue fire, she drops a stone in it.
Yeah, there are gates, like archways, into each of the districts here, and everybody is tossing these small, like I said, they're just very small pebble-like stones into each of these like braziers that are set up along the wall, and they are alight with blue fire as well. Is anybody following Ellie, or is she just kind of...
Would we know that if the housing districts have like lodging, or would that be like in the opposite direction?
Yeah, the last time you stayed here, but you also stayed with a royal envoy, you would have been in the upper hearth where a lot of the children from school, but also dignitaries and major key players in industry were usually housed. There's not any permanent housing in the upper hearth, but most of the permanent housing is in the lower hearth.
So, I would have a general idea of that's where we need to go anyway. So, yeah.
All making sense now.
I'll be like, yeah, this is probably the right way. Unless you guys really want to go shopping, we probably should find a place to stay before we, do any shopping.
I thought Nika was getting us a place to stay.
Is Nika still around us, or did he?
No, he's at the gate dealing with like customs. But yeah, he told you guys that he would find you once you obtained somewhere to stay.
Oh, we have to do it.
Oh.
Okay,
Yep.
everybody have a stone, put it in the fire. I bought more than I needed.
But yeah, like I said, it's just a gesture. We don't have to do it every time. It's just,
Ellie definitely does.
yeah, sure.
Marquies, is 20 gold a lot of money?
Well, yes.
How much? Because I think I just paid for housing for a little kid for 6 months.
That's like a 6-month salary.
I bought this bag of rocks, though. I paid 20
If
gold.
Ellie is like handing them out for people to toss into the fires,
Mhm.
I might test mine and like just light a little fire next to it, see if it catches.
Are you just like using a little bit of your firebolt magic or are you just like
a prestidigitation even, just to light a small fire on it?
Yeah, and it does catch fire in your hand, but you see as it kind of burns down around the stone. It takes a while, and it is definitely hot, but there is a stone center, like a black stone center, and it looks like this may have been just a coating around the outside of that stone.
Oh. Okay.
So it's not a complete, like, globule of cerulean. It's just a thin coat.
Good to know.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, 20 gold is that's a lot. That's a lot.
20 rounds of rifles.
Do you think that the 200 gold that I paid for my scarf and my hat was too much then?
I'm just, you know what? I'm going to pretend you did not just say that.
Marquies, I'm asking you for advice. I've never had to deal with money until I started traveling.
Did you not have any form of currency at your home?
I lived in the woods with my mother and father, and they hunted. My mother hunted and father raised a garden. We had no need for money. And when I stayed in the city to learn how to be a druid, well, you saw, it's a very communal place. Food was just provided to me. Why would I need money for anything else?
Okay. Social economics work differently in woodland areas. Okay, I understand.
And there was a library, so why would I need to purchase books? Hey.
I don't really know how to, maybe just ask how much they want.
I tried that, and they said whatever I was willing to donate, which
Okay.
is why I thought, well, 20's not a big number.
Yeah, so in a
And I
case
only
like
have
that,
gold coins, so
right? You know, in a case like that, try to start low.
is 20 not low? What's low? 10? 15?
You know, maybe
7.
we're talking gold. Gold goes a long way.
It does? Well, she did tell me 1 gold coin would get them a whole week of lodging.
Well, I mean, I guess at least it went to a good cause. So there's that, but still, it's. I don't know. Does I mean, I'm not the only one that's lived, you know, in cities and stuff. Come on, you've all.
Jen gave you all of her money because she doesn't know how money works either, so I.
Wait, I'm sorry. You don't know how money works, so you gave it to someone else who also doesn't.
No,
know how-
she gave it to you.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot. It was my own and it's my own now.
Maybe I should give you my money so that I don't buy things. Do you want to hold?
Big Pharma and
And a bank.
Yeah, big pharma on capitalism. Huh. How funny that goes together so well.
I'm just capitalism.
Yeah, you are.
All right, so you guys walk.
I mean, Milos might know about money, but he's also wealthy, so things probably were just handed to him.
I'm quite sure Milos knows how money works confidently.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Never mind. Apparently,
I
don't
know
know
not
about-
to spend
I mean-
$20 on shiny rocks.
Becky probably knows.
Yeah, Becky,
doesn't
you
spend her
must-
money at all.
you must have some.
I mean, I guess
Great.
you know we're all
This is
being
going off so
fruitful here.
well. I know Asher has a lot of knowledge on this.
I was only
Having
exposed to
lived-
money like I don't know, 3 months ago. So
You didn't use money
What
since 3
is
months ago?
going
Is this
on
just
in
proving
this?
that women don't know how to use money? Are you just falling into stereotypes of women are dumb with their money?
Oh no!
Like,
Let's not go there.
The 3 women.
It seems like that's.
And the rich
I-
boys.
It seems like we
Oh.
need
look,
to.
I lived
be-
in a commune. Okay,
Asher's
is
gotta know.
capitalism.
Asher's gotta know how to use money,
Yes.
right? He's from the same place you are.
Yes, Asher lived in
I
the
spend it
city.
and melt it.
You're
I like money. I like metals.
well, actually, that makes a lot of sense, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, Asher is like
Listen,
from a
I own a
family who
business.
runs a business.
Okay,
So-
so you both are in charge of the finances of the group for big purchases now.
Okay, I'll come up. I'll hold back up holding.
No, you can't have my money.
But you just offered
But what
to
if I
take
want
it.
it? But
I
what
will
if,
tell you what you can use.
I don't
What if-
think Ellie has any money left.
what if there's a homeless kid that needs money?
I will. We
You
will.
just funded them.
Yeah.
There was more. Did you see their sweet little faces?
Sweet.
Listen, I do feel a little bit bad about the time we almost murdered some children, so I'm maybe just paying that back out into the world.
I don't.
Do I know
I have
if
sweet
like
dreams
the
about
children that are getting money for tithing is like a front for something? Like, would I know?
No.
Having
Yeah, you would know even in your time here that as part of the education, most children will leave their homes and go stay, like, of the city, will go and leave their homes and stay in the dormitories to learn trade, just learn in general. But that takes money, and most well-off families will just, buy it. But all children are required to go and request tithes. It's a symbolic gesture of the past where the church would have the kids do it anyway for the church itself. But now all those funds are redirected back to the university and to study. So
Wow, they took the church's money and they put it towards education. Brilliant. That's actually the best
Yeah,
idea.
that is.
That's really
yeah,
That's really
that's
important.
great.
Oh,
Really
what did I
important
start
lesson.
here?
So it's not a Dickensian like
Eh,
Fagin.
What?
Wasn't it? Or is it Fagin? Fagin?
Oh, okay.
Did
There
you
we
run-
go. I
yeah,
was like,
Fagin.
hold on a second.
Dickensian.
We don't use
Fagin.
that word.
My money went to a good cause is all I'm saying, so I think I made a good choice. Let's keep
Put it in
going.
Fag again. Pretty sure we've said that phrase a few times.
Okay. But yeah, you know that this isn't a front. Even the children who have had their education paid for are still required to go and tithe at the front gate for the benefit of their classmates, because it teaches them not to be, rich little assholes. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of the thought behind it.
Let's go find somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
So
Great
that's that
idea.
girl that has 20 gold where she's sleeping for 6
Well-
months.
Maybe we should give her some
Yeah.
practice of
Yeah.
like good examples of how much to spend on things. Like maybe don't throw down like 10 gold for a room when it's probably gonna be more like a couple silver maybe a night.
But they don't have any silver.
Ask for change.
That's an option?
Oh my.
But yes.
I'm
It doesn't
not
take
sure.
you long. You make your way to the upper hearth and find you find a number of lodgings. Your choice. Anything from quaint lodgings to more expensive lodgings.
We should like
What-
upgrade. We just like we're in like a desert. Feel like we
You
should-
lived. You slept in a multi-story, like you had your own room and bathroom to yourself house last night.
Ellie's gonna walk up to the nicest
Yeah,
looking
but you
That
know
was
place.
two nights ago. Yeah,
Okay.
that was a tent.
So Elliot immediately zones in on like the biggest, most lavish hotel that she can lay eyes on.
Hot tub. This seems like a place that would have hot tubs.
I go and ring the little
like a
bell.
hot springs.
And the lady at the desk takes the bell from you and goes, "Yes,
I need somewhere to sleep
makes sense."
for me and want I have 5 friends, but we also have another person, so 6. And do we need a place for all of the other people on the? I
No.
need at least spaces for 6 people.
Well, the rooms are single bed with their own baths and balconies, and so each night is 3 gold.
Is that a lot of money?
It's 3 gold for each room.
For each person.
But if we put 2 people in one
It's
room,
just
we like to
it's
cuddle
less than
with
what
each
you just
other.
gave that girl.
No,
expensive,
it's
but-
3 per person. You can fit as many people as you want. And she kind of gives you, like, all of you a look. And was like, it's
like you're trying to
still-
start an orgy?
yeah, it's
Do you
still
have a cubby
3
hole?
gold per person.
I wonder if Cubbyhole is a franchise here.
Yeah, right.
You don't understand money, but you know the term franchise.
Is it okay? That seemed like a fair price.
It seems like this is quite a upper class establishment.
But do we want to stay here or do we want to look at a different place?
Don't know.
Why am I picking? Who let me
Doesn't
pick?
matter.
Milos, what do you think?
I probably stayed here when I was here.
Of course you
I'm
did.
guessing either this or someplace similar.
Hmm.
So this is probably the place I know that I've been.
How many nights are we staying?
At least one.
Okay. I mean, it's nice for one night, but if we're gonna stay here like a week, maybe we go shop around a little bit.
Well,
We can
okay,
just pay
let's-
and just move on.
Listen, I paid 20 gold for a bag of rocks. This seems really affordable.
But that's
Gold
for
do
you.
you have?
3 gold for you.
Yeah, it's
Take 3 times 7.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought we only needed 6.
We get like whole rooms for that price. And look at this bag of rocks I paid 20 gold for.
Ask her if she wants any rocks. Did you take rocks? Okay, these are
I can give
these
you
are like 20
6 months.
20
worth of
gallons. Yeah,
time.
20 gallons. Yeah.
So Becky has a good point. How long are we planning to stay here? Because we have to go to the university and we have to go to the Ifrit trial. So that's at least probably like 1 to 2 days, right?
Okay, well then let's find another place, I guess.
What
Is
kind of
there
amenities
any-
does this place
I mean, we want to go get
En
some
suite?
mist
The-
for the airship, right?
The concierge tells you that they have full breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as bathhouses and sweat
Is
houses.
that included in the cost?
There you go.
Yes.
I covered the first night.
Oh,
For
Oh,
everyone?
oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like
Ellie was
this
like,
is done, people.
Okay, I get it.
This isn't fucking hotels.com. This is a shit done.
So you're handed 7 different keys.
I put
we
them
each
in a
get our-
bowl,
Wait, we each
and I
get
mix
our
it up,
own.
and
Wait,
then
I thought
everyone
we were-
takes a-
Wait, I thought we were cuddling.
Yeah, we're gonna find out who you cuddle with. You gotta pull out a
We
key.
got 7 keys. That means we each get our own room.
I don't know how these
Isn't
fish
that how that works? We each get our own room.
Yes.
You can choose to join others if you wish. That's
Yeah. I assume they're all in a row. We
Yeah.
got a block of rooms.
Can we
This
leave
is just
a key at the front desk
true.
for our friend Nico? I will describe Nico.
They've got a bathhouse.
And
The
the
steam
concierge
room,
just
like-
looks at you and says, "Sure."
Or I guess you could just send him up to us. I don't know how this works.
And she looks around at all of you kind of judgingly, and then she picks Milos out of the bunch, and she's like, "You, sir, why don't I get the description of your party member that will join you later, and I will give them a key."
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'll give this receptionist an accurate description. Be like, he'll probably be by later. Don't expect him anytime soon.
Milos, are you only the prince in your home? Or are you the prince everywhere in the desert?
Well, for one, Frester is a sovereign state, I believe. It's not governed by Bromnir. So
It is. So you would know from your own history is that long time ago, if Rester used to be the capital, or not if Rester, if Rester is still technically the capital of Rubus, but now it's more so of a titlement, and that 2 queens before your mother moved the capital to Bronver because of the oasis, and that they were more situated in the middle of the country where they could move their forces around the country easier. And it just has never gone back. But the palace is still here.
Oh, we should just stay there.
Why aren't we staying in your house?
So you own that? Isn't that like just part?
Like,
You would also know that the Duke is in charge of the palace. It's not
Let's
it's
go see your uncle.
yeah, like why wouldn't you let us stay there? You're literally the
it's not your uncle.
Wait, Duke, are we crossing?
No, not that Duke. Not that
Yeah,
Duke.
there-
I'm not in charge.
I guess I could have pulled strings. I didn't even know there was.
Yeah,
strings to
do we get a discount?
pull. Do you really want me to
No.
throw my name around?
it's
Okay.
fine. It's just I thought you could tell us that.
Yeah, I thought
hey,
you'd be better at being a
listen,
royal.
The palace is here, and we could just stay there in my other house that has 30 rooms.
Yeah.
Well, I can't live there. The Duke lives there. Who
Well, you
is
could tell
an
him to
appointed
give you
blah,
one
blah,
of his
blah.
30
Like,
rooms.
not related to my family at all. As far as I know. Maybe it is.
Well, you
Not.
didn't know who your
Not
family
even the
really
same
yeah,
was.
race.
really, you didn't even. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Race?
I just this conversation for those poor receptionists.
The God's here just like,
We'll never be royals.
Oh
Don't
no.
run in our.
Oh Lord. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys head up to your rooms, drop off your things. You have the rest.
I'm gonna check Araha while we're in the room and see if I can see if there's any like scars or bruises or anything that looks cursy.
Go ahead.
Examine for curse.
yeah.
Go ahead and roll me.
Examine his body with my tongue.
Go ahead and roll me either a medicine or arcana. I'll let you choose.
Arcana's higher. That is a dirty 20.
So, you examine Araha's body as he is kind of slipping into something a little more, comfortable for bed. As he kind of slips into like a silken shirt and just a pair of short pantaloons. And as he's doing so, you kind of catch a glimpse, and it seems like he caught a really bad either spell or blade or something kind of near his kidneys. You see on his back. There's this kind of dark, it looks like a bruise at first, but you examine it a little bit closer, and there's definitely some kind of very dark energy here.
So I'm gonna come up behind him and like start just like pawing at this dark energy. And be like, so what's this here that I found?
Oh, just the battle wound from being brave and recapturing your city for you,
Yes, I know you're a hero. Blah blah blah. Do you feel lethargic? And do you need to see someone about this?
I'm a little tired, yes, but nothing a dip in the hot springs won't do me good, so that's where I plan on going.
Very well.
That's where Ellie is going to.
And he says, don't worry, I'll have myself a small nap, have a meal, and meet you down in the hot springs later on. And he kind of winks at you as he just crashes right onto the bed.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
The hot springs while they're there.
So,
They're going to be in the bathhouse.
yeah.
Yes.
What are the rest of you doing?
Ellie heard hot springs, so she's going there.
You just going there without exploring the city?
Is it? What time of the day is it?
It's like mid-morning.
Oh. Tim, do you want to go explore the city with me?
Yeah.
Should we tell everybody else?
Yes.
No, that's not the right answer.
That's not what I expected.
I was looking for my sister. She's cool too.
Becky?
Yeah.
Girls' Day!
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go find Becky, and I'm sure Becky will probably be very okay with this when Becky returns. So you guys
We should also experience the hot springs.
Yes.
You guys go out to the city. Asher, Marquies, are you guys doing anything?
Marquise looks concerned.
We have no money too.
I have 100 gold.
You said 120 gold. I think Asher would probably
talk to Marquies about what he saw when he was banished for like 6 seconds.
Okay.
They're like, oh, we've both been engrossed in reading, but I did see a vision or something when we were fighting Milos's mom. And I went, hometown Alexander, I don't remember where we're from. It's been a year.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
it the Alexander?
Alysia.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
That voiceover of town. And I was there. I was outside my father's shop, and everything looked the same, but there wasn't as many people there. It was almost like there was no one there. And as I realized that, I bamfed back. But it just didn't seem right.
Like, the city was just empty?
Yeah, I think it wasn't like there was. I don't remember if there was people there or if there just wasn't as many people.
Yeah, it was.
Was it dead?
Yeah,
no one. Yeah, there was no one on the streets. It seemed to be midday, height of market. So I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure how the effects of this thing work when it sends us to places. As far as I can tell, we do seem to actually go there for a moment, so that does raise a lot of concerns.
Yeah, I know I was only there for just a few seconds, but you'd think you'd see some people. It was concerning. I don't know if we could reach out to anyone that lives there.
Well,
See what's going on. I know we don't really want to go back, but that's not a good sign.
yes, I think... I'm not sure if there's anyone that we can safely reach out to, but I do believe we're going to want to, in the very near future, try to find our way back there.
Maybe once we know what's going on with Joker, maybe he'll know more. Someone there, but let's focus on this and just keep our eyes and ears open. We didn't see there wasn't anything in the sky. It's a perfectly normal day. It's like no one was there.
Certainly a lot to be concerned about. I know there's a lot going on, but yes, you're right. We should just focus on the task before us.
Just hopefully learn more and see. But I didn't want to tell you in front of everyone else to get them concerned. But I think we need to be looking out for our city as well.
I agree.
Well, hopefully we can get this new summon and move on, but we'll see what we can learn in this town.
Speaking of, I am curious as to how many more of these that she's going to be needing.
I don't know, haven't got the pamphlet of where they all are, and we found some random ones, so I'm not even sure how many, I think she has one of those little things where you scratch off after you got everyone, and it's oh yeah, I saw that movie, I got that summons.
Checklist thing.
She looks like we're halfway done, but I don't know.
It's like some sort of dex thing.
Yeah, just gotta summon them all. I don't know.
Maybe.
Guys, another shirt idea.
Well,
you want Poppy is an evolution.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh,
super.
I like to think we don't tell anyone we've left.
They just slip out.
Yeah.
Oh, Becky, do you want to come with us on a girls' shopping day and traversing the city day?
Yeah.
We should go see that bird lady.
Oh, yeah. Other den.
So, do you guys, are you guys doing anything, though. You've had the conversation real quick apart from... Kind of caught each other outside of you guys' rooms.
Guess we can go see Marketplace, just see what's around, see if there's any ingredients you might need and what we might stumble on. Milos has been here. He knows where the good stuff is.
Yeah. It is a large city, so there's got to be something good around here.
Doesn't smell like it. It kind of just smells like
Sand.
Like, no, it's like, not like butane, but like, because isn't it just a bunch of fires everywhere?
Oh, there are a number of,
Yeah, I feel like it would smell like there's that, like, that's
propane.
like the smell of fire, like that,
Yeah.
like that, like thunder and lightning, like that. What does
That
lightning
kind of
smell
like-
like? What is it? There's like a term.
Yeah.
Ozone.
Ozone, yeah. And I feel like that's what the city smells like
A
today.
little bit, yeah.
Right? Just like it's a barbecue, but it also smells like, because everyone's throwing those stupid little rocks in.
Yeah.
You think with all of the fires around here that they probably do cook a lot.
Yeah, there's got to be like a hot pot place. I wonder if Concierge
Yeah.
knows, like, a Frester barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do one of those.
Oh, maybe they do some of the stuff like the Southern Territories where, they take like the birds and they throw them in a pit and
Fried
they
chocobo and waffles.
cover them over with the
Mhm.
wood to make sure it gets all nice and really
it's-
crispy. Yes, it could be good. Be great.
The boys are gonna go get
Crunchy
lunch.
stuff.
Yeah, Milos, you
Is there, like,
you pop out and you see these
like,
guys.
EFC. He Frestered fried chocobo.
Oh. Another shirt idea.
Yep.
Anyway, you pop out of Oraha's room and your room and see these guys talking about heading down to the market.
And I would like quietly close my door and just like gesture to it, be like, he's tired. But I'll move away and start talking at a normal volume. Be like, I know a couple places I would like to go in the various markets. There's 2 of them. Matt doesn't know what the difference is, but I'm sure Milos does.
Mm-hmm.
So I will explain like this. The Pyre district is for, I don't know.
Fire.
The Pyre District is where the guilds and artisans are, you would know. So places like blacksmiths and leather workers, people that won't actually sell things but build things, or merchant guilds, things like that. So, but the Amber Market is where there's food and things to buy, market stalls, shops.
I feel like that's ours, but we probably don't have time to custom order. We should probably see pre-made.
Probably. And we know the temple. Does the temple only come in from the university side?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, unless we need to go to the university.
So we'll have to head to the Amber Market on the other side of the city. We can check out the Pyre district, but there's probably not going to be a lot to do there other than, you could exchange techniques on blacksmithing if you so choose with the various. They're quite renowned for their skill, but like you said, we probably don't have time to actually make anything, unfortunately. We can head to the university another time when Araha is feeling up to it. He expressed interest as he previously went there. I didn't know that, but I don't know. I probably have told you guys already this, but I have to go to the university as well to talk to a professor. So we can do that probably tomorrow or maybe later today if we have time. But I do know this really good hot pot place in the Amber
I was
Market.
just saying there's I just want to
The
Just wanna
person who
put
wrote
some
Marquies' book
chicken
is
on a
in
grill.
the next city we're
Yeah.
gonna go to, right?
Yes. She
go
is
to that
in.
bird lady and get some of her birds.
She is in Saffron, so you guys are in Rubis.
Okay.
You know, there's a place called Blazing Phoenix or something like that.
Oh yeah,
That's a
It's like-
dispensary.
but it's like a Chinese restaurant. It's got a big Phoenix there, and you go in and it's just like a Chinese restaurant.
You guys are near the border to the near east, so there are a number of travelers that you do see in the city wearing Near Eastern style clothing, more things like traveling robes, a few kimonos, a number of odd weapons, like the sword that you found.
The saber or the curved.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're cursed.
Not that one.
Yeah, not that one.
Anyway, I just remembered that
Yeah.
you're cursed.
Yep.
Which it's been.
It's been 48 hours.
Yep. So you are starting to feel that pang of hunger.
That's why I want to go to the hot pot place.
So you can kill some random server.
It's a weird hunger.
Yeah.
Why isn't this chicken satiating my
Exactly.
appetite?
I'm just a hole, sir.
As we're heading out to the Ember Market,
Mhm.
I will ask the receptionist, or if there was like a, I don't remember what the fuck they're called. It's not a concierge. What's it called that they know where shit is in the town?
Concierge.
Is it concierge?
It's concierge.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
This thing.
The word I
But
just said, concierge.
Yeah.
So I'll look to see if
But
they have one.
Does he look
If
like
not,
Tim
just-
Curry from Home Alone 2?
With a big smile.
Yeah,
and everything.
that's-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the concierge has changed shifts now, so you actually see that there is a tabaxi man now at the desk, and he's kind of standing with his arms behind his back. He's very regal dressed, but kind of in a open face kind of toga style robe, since that seems to be, it's still hot here. You guys aren't in the desert proper, but anybody with fur is still, decently warm here.
Does he sound like Tim Curry?
Why, yes. But yeah, you can speak to him about, he says, he immediately recognizes your key and says, is there anything that you wish for today, or any information I can give you about the city?
Where could I find a healer of some sort if I needed like some medicine or advice on a particular ailment?
Well, medicine would be found in the markets, I would say. As for healers, you might want to visit the Ruby Temple.
That's what I thought. I wanted just to double check. Sounds good. Well, that's all I had. Did you guys have anything you wanted to ask before we go?
I think we'll just.
Yeah.
They're just hungry, man. They're just waiting on you.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, yeah,
always
we're
a hungry boy.
We're gonna go to
The hot pot.
the Amber Market or whatever.
Ember Market.
Ember.
Ember.
Fire themed.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll go there because I assume that's where the restaurant is, and
Yeah.
Yes.
we'll get something to nosh on
Mm.
and go buy some things.
Oh, the Phoenix Chowdown.
Mm.
But yeah, you guys all head to the city through the throng of people. You may or may not catch glimpses of each other, but once you pass back through the Lower Hearth and the Brash Brazier, you make it to the Ember Market. It is stalls upon stalls, like in the center of this area, but there are a number of actual like standing buildings around the outside as well. Peddlers are, saying, fresh fruits and fresh fish, fresh.
Ellie's eyes are the size of saucers, and they're just like glimmering because she is like fascinated.
Yeah, there is a number of like different markets here, varying different styles. Since you were so close to the Near East, the waft of food hits you immediately. Spices, like nice and hot spices, hit your nostrils at first, especially you and Asher do get that sudden hit of like, peppers and other things. This, Becky, that smells actually pretty close to home for you, so pretty familiar. You're used to hot food and those kind of peppers being used so close to this side of the country. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think Becky would go get a few pouches of spices to carry with her. Yeah. And also she would probably also get like a little extra of like a very spicy like powder that she knows like if someone wants to mess with her or her friends, like she could make them pay very quickly.
Are you looking for mace?
Just talk about hot sauce.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you find a spice peddler, and she'll say 4 copper for varying spices. She'll hand you one of those like small wooden boxes with a number of the like small vials of different spices. So 4 copper gets you like pretty good like rationing of spices. So go ahead and minus 4 copper out of your money, and then
I did
Perfect.
I did it. But yeah, then you find actual like the peddlers aren't gonna peddle those like the actual spicy stuff. So you have to do a little bit of finagling, but like somebody's like, "Oh, you're not from around here," but you're like, "Oh no, but I am," and go ahead and roll me a charisma check. We'll say we'll go.
Okay.
We'll say persuasion.
Or intimidation, if you want to be an ass.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Okay. Persuasion. That's a 14.
14.
Your
Yeah.
intimidation was an 8.
What?
Your intimidation was +8, though.
That's true.
Whatever you want to do.
Trying to be nice.
Okay. I mean, we don't have to make it like a rude thing. As part of the intimidation, you could just take like one of those peppers and like, or take like a good pinch of.
Yeah. So I'll just. I don't know if it's a pepper or if it's like a powder, but yeah, I'll just take a little sample of it and just wipe it all the way down my tongue.
Yeah, and they kind of stare at you, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah," and they reach like down and get you like another bag of like this bag is labeled Geichel ghost peppers.
Geichel ghost pepper.
Geichel, like Geichel greens, which
Wait,
is
wait,
It's a spicy chocobo.
Thanks,
I missed
that's how you get the chocobos right.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we should just see if we can buy some Geichel grains.
So yeah, this is the hottest of the hot.
Is there somebody here who sells the togas everybody's wearing?
The togas. There's a number of clothing stalls. Yeah.
I only want clothes.
Yeah, sure.
What does that set me back?
The other one that since they're intimidated by you showing that you're a local, they're just gonna charge you 2 copper.
Okay.
Cool. It's not a huge pouch or anything. You know, it's a small pouch, but yeah.
Perfect.
You find your toga. We'll say it's a silver for the toga. You can pick your color. I don't care.
I don't know how to tie this.
They'll help you. But you guys find a number of different restaurants to stop in at, and there is actually this one restaurant that is basically just this pit being fed by blue flame, and there's like a number of like full-bodied animals that are just being like spit roasted in this fire pit. So every once in a while it comes around and it comes around and they brush it, brush the animals with like a lard or something along those lines, depending on the animal.
I just want to go to one of those like IRL right now. That just sounds good.
Right.
You see them as they come around, and the chefs are so quick that they have these giant skewers, and they also have these vegetables like roasting around the inside of the pits, and they just like
Carnival.
what's that?
It's
Just carnival.
But like kebab.
Mm.
It's
Mhm.
a fresh and carnival.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So they just take the meat and they just like quickly like grab a couple of hunks, cut a couple of hunks off, like put it on a skewer, and then you pay for the skewer and
Oh,
you do what you
this
want.
is a kebab place.
Yeah, it's kebab,
Mhm.
and it is
Is this what-
spicy.
Is this what you're feeling, or are you thinking more like a sit down? I feel like the
I feel
kebabs
like this is
are
like grab and go.
to-
Yeah, like
yeah,
we can
yeah,
eat,
to go.
eat on the way.
yeah. Okay, sounds good. How much for the 3 kebabs?
For 3 of them, it'll be copper,
Okay, I will give 2 copper, just to be nice.
and
Calm
they
down,
appreciate it and hand you a little skewer. They have like a fried dough that they're doing on the inside that's been rolled in like rose water and honey.
Perfect. So I'll be like, yeah, that place used to be a really seedy place, and then they condemned it because it got lit on fire by some random dude because he, knocked over one of those braziers that are in the wall somehow. But but yeah, so they had to rebuild that place, and I'll just like keep talking about like the times I've been here, like the random places I've been until you guys actually pick a place to go. I don't know if I know of any like good shops necessarily.
It's
don't
been
know
a
if
while, so
Right.
things are changing so much around here that even the shops that you thought would have probably still been around are like not there, and they're changed or have moved locations and have gotten bigger buildings. So it's even from your time, things are always constantly changing. However, the girls do spot a small building, and it looks like it has this giant like plaster like chocobo head coming out of the front of the building itself.
That's the bird place. Gotta be.
Let's go.
All right.
So you guys go in, and you're immediately greeted by Klaxon like screaming at you as you're coming in and like banging his beak against the bell that's on the counter, and you see like Din like comes from the back and comes through these beats, and it was like, oh, hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Doing
How are you?
great.
Good. I was just taking my last bird out for a flight, so right, I promised you guys an egg. So and she like goes over to a chest, and you can kind of tell that something's up with this chest. Like she starts digging like deep down into it, and then she like her whole half of her body like goes into the chest, and she kind of disappears into it a little bit.
Oh.
And then she says, you know what? Why don't I was going to pick one, but I have a few different eggs. Why don't one of you go in and reach for one?
Pick your Pokemon.
It's gonna be your egg. Go
Mhm.
get one.
It's like that thing when you're a kid and it's like the rubber ducky. What was that?
Oh yeah.
What were those called?
So Din, I need you to roll me a D8.
It's 5.
5.
You get one of those dodos that hovers.
And then I need you to roll a D6. Sorry, I have a chart to see which one you'll get.
4.
A 4. So,
Right.
let me see. I have to pull up the image of what this egg looks like.
It's an angry Pikachu egg.
Oh.
It's got like flames on it.
Ostrich.
Yeah, but-
So the egg's not like super huge or anything. It's fairly big size, not as big as your chocobo egg had been. But it's kind of this. like almost stony looking egg. It's kind of like the slate gray like coloration to it, and immediately catches your eye. And she goes, "Oh, that's a really good choice." And she says, "It's pretty interesting. It's pretty," and she like puts her ear to the egg and she says, "It's pretty close to hatching, so just make sure to keep it somewhere warm." This is a shoebill egg.
A shoebill? A shoe... Yes!
Precisely, it is the dragon shoebill egg, is what she says.
Dragon... What?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I know what a shoe bell is, but I don't know what a dragon shoe bell is.
So yeah.
You got to keep it warm. Put it in your shirt.
And she actually goes, "Wait, I have something." And she pulls out this long bolt of purple cloth, and it has like feathers that have been sewn on the inside of it. And she like wraps it around you like in like a sling, and then she like tucks the egg into the front of it.
Swaddled the egg.
Yep.
I have a baby.
You have a baby.
You should probably get the choco egg.
Did you just get a baby, Bjorn?
Huh?
Did she just get a baby,
I
Bjorn?
Yep.
Choco egg hatch.
Aw.
The choco egg did hatch. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's sitting in my farm.
Yep.
You have a baby now. You must take care of it.
It's my baby.
So she gets all of that for you. You guys suddenly hear a commotion coming from out in the market, and you guys had like been roaming around with Milos, like looking at the market itself, and you look back and or forward rather from this location, like towards the Pyre District, and at the stairs you see a number of Imperial soldiers.
Oh shit.
Are making a ruckus at the front of the stairs to the Pyre District. And they push down a couple of market folks, and you can hear them yelling at them. And it looks like it's going to get pretty bad. Somebody's already called for the guard. But it looks like it's going to get pretty bad here, as one of the Imperial soldiers has, like, drawn his large sword and is about to skewer this person.
How far away are they?
They're probably a good 60 feet. But suddenly there is this voice that calls out, and you see this figure standing at the top of the stairs, and they say, "Stop. You are in my city now, Imperial dogs, and you shall leave if you are going to be so rude." And you see as the troopers say, "What was that, little one? I don't think so." You look up and you see that there is a Lalafell man standing at the top of these stairs. He has kind of a bronze complexion.
The Duke?
Ashen blonde hair, with a little bit of a wisp of a soul patch goatee and a mustache. He has violet eyes and a lavish blue overcoat with gold trim, white dress pants with black lines down the sides, polished knee-high black leather boots, and he wears a monocle on his right eye with a chain that attaches to an ear cuff with a male peacock motif. He has a dark wood cane in one hand with a large ivory behemoth head carved at the top of the cane. And it looks like the Imperials are poised to attack him. As he is standing alone at the top of these stairs, they rush up with their blades drawn, and he picks up his cane and he starts casting something at them. And you see these blue crystals form around him. And that's where we will pick up next time.
Oh.
Dun dun dun.
Oh my God.
So,
Are we about to start? Is it?
we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
You're a mom now.